Hey everybody, welcome to part 2. Riding motorcycles should be fun. We want to make sure it is, so we're going to be talking about comfort and a few things to consider when you start to ride. So let's get into it.
Those must be comfortable shoes.
Comfort, we talked about that a little bit throughout, and it's very individual. And I have patients that say, well, cruiser helps my lower back. Some patients, they say, my hands go tingly until I go on my ape hangers, and then they feel better because their shoulders are stretching out and they're able to raise their arms up. And so it very much is an individual thing because there's a couple of things to take into consideration.
Please take that into consideration.
External comfort as well, not so much the body pains or aches that come with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say, I can definitely do a long trip on a super sport bike and be fine. It probably takes, a little bit of getting used to for the season before I did a whole day, but that makes it comfortable is if you have a bike with cruise control, like the BMW S1000 RR, where you can you can let your hand off and sit up. And I will say that my current bike is a BMW S1000 Single R, and that is more comfortable than a super sport. And it really, on the street, it's not like I would do anything different with a double R on the street than I would my Single R. So it doesn't hold me back.
Ride along, but don't hold me back.
Like I said, it's really just an individual thing, and you have to try it out. The one thing about renting a bike is it will tell you some things, but it won't answer all those questions. But like I said, it will give you a really good idea. Keep in mind though that some of the tingling in your hands is sometimes people just grip too tight.
The more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more star systems will slip through your fingers.
And they're white knuckling it, and you want to have a loose grip on that. And so some of that is getting used to it. In terms of wind protection, that can be a big thing. You mentioned you don't like to do a lot of freeway stuff, and I don't really either. That's least interesting to me.
Right.
But going down the freeway for 4 hours or more, the wind does get to you. And so wind protection there is like, if you're going to be doing a lot of freeway stuff or a lot of straight line stuff, yeah, wind protection is a big deal. And that's why a lot of those adventure bikes are, like I say, they're super versatile. Like I said, cruise control is absolutely huge. I will never buy another bike without ABS and without cruise control. They have absolutely spoiled me.
His mother spoiled him.
It's a game changer. The cruise control just lets you move around, and it's not just like letting your hand down. But I've heard it said the most comfortable position on a motorcycle for a long trip is all of them.
Which one? All of them.
You want to move around.
You want to move around a lot. You're going to be stretching out your legs and doing whatever that motorcycle will let you do to kind of just change your position.
Yeah.
And cruise control helps you do that.
One thing that I would pay attention to as well is how many gears does it have. The higher gears, you're going, you're not having a high vibration.
It's completely vibration absorbent.
So pay attention if you're going around, small canyon roads, you may not need all 6 gears, but newer bikes usually do run with 6 gears, but that's something to pay attention to. Road noise, like with the wind protection, road noise can be eliminated with some of the fairings. We use full face helmets, so I put earplugs in, so that helps as well. So you can, again, and I've noticed this, and you may agree with me as well, when I put my helmet on at the beginning of the season, my neck needs a few weeks to get used to it, and after that I'm golden, breaking the rust off. But those things you really don't know until you're riding day after day.
I've been patient, day after day,
enjoying the journey of discovery. You start one way and just enjoy it. Enjoy the different bikes. Enjoy the journey of purchasing.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, sir.
Riding, renting, and if you're on a group ride with friends, trade bikes. And so you can eliminate things really quick just by sitting on them, but it's not going to give you the full picture.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say, kind of just going back to the cruise control, if you're in the market for your first bike, there's not going to be a whole lot of them that are going to have cruise control. Like that Kawasaki Z400. I don't think any of those are going to have cruise control. And the next best thing, in my opinion, is not a throttle lock. Although you can get throttle locks and they work for what, for some things, but those cramp busters, it's just a little, what is it? 10, 12 bucks.
Yeah.
Piece of plastic that lets you relax your hand completely. And it's just the position of your wrist that is controlling the throttle. And once you're used to it, after just a few minutes, it's like it's not even there. And I remember I had a Yamaha FZ1, and I bought a throttle lock for it because, after a while, and I like long trips, so after a while, your wrist gets tired. And then I bought one of those cramp busters, and I almost never use that throttle lock again. If it's a short trip, it's not that big a deal, but those longer trips, it's a no-brainer. And if it doesn't work out, it's $12.
Easy. Yep. One thing that I've never run into, but the height and weight of a bike.
Okay, so he's got a little height and weight advantage on you.
And it's not to say that that's a deal breaker. I mean, for shorter people, there are all sorts of ways to manipulate a bike and ride a bike. If if it's too tall, and there's plenty of people out there in that situation. Doodle on a Motorcycle has some really good videos about a small. She's really tiny, petite, but she can ride any bike. And there are people out there that can do it. There are tricks and methods, and there's videos out there that you can learn. So I wouldn't say, don't let that hold you back. If you're a small person and and that's all you have, then there are definitely ways you can deal with it and work with it. So
Thanks for watching, guys. Part 3 is coming. We're going to be talking about how much power is too much power when you're looking at bikes. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe and follow us for more.